Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Fifth Window live stream event. We are so excited to be with you all here today to share a very exciting event that's focused on spirit. So as you all may know, with our rebrand, we started to focus on creativity, growth, health, and spirit. And we wanted to focus on a little bit more of spirit today with our practice, which is really focused on Reiki. And we're so excited to have our co-founder, Kathy Shaffer, here to tell you all about that and a little bit more about this practice that's called the Three Diamonds, which is really an energy connection. And with that, I'll go ahead and turn it over to Kathy to introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I am Kathy Shaffer. I am a registered nurse and co-founder of Fifth Window. And some of you have heard about my journey into Reiki and self-practice. And today I wanted to share with you a little bit about my journey into some of self-healing and energy work that I've been doing. So first and foremost, Reiki is a Japanese healing practice that supports balance and well-being in our body, mind, and spirit. Rei means universal or sacred, and Ki means life force energy. Traditional UC Reiki Roho is what I am a student and a practitioner of, and it was created by Mikado UC, and it focuses on meditation, breath work, and harmony. Reiki helps us reconnect to our innate capacity for healing. There are many Reiki practitioners in this country who use different forms that they have absorbed and used and created for their own practices. But I am like I said, a student of UC Reiki Ryoho. So the first thing I want to do for us is I would like to teach you all about Gassho meditation, which is centering in stillness. So if you can bring your palms together like this in a prayer position at the center of your heart, that is Gassho. And if you're comfortable, close your eyes and begin to notice your breath. If you are not comfortable closing your eyes, then gently stare at the tips of the tallest fingers with your hands together. And I want you to feel the warmth of your palms being together. And I want you to feel the rhythm of your heartbeat. Focus your breathing. And if you are focusing on the tips of your fingers, the tallest fingers, really focusing on them. Try to feel the rhythm of that heartbeat. And when we are in Gassho, this is where we set our intentions. And as we continue our journey through Reiki, we'll learn more about when we set our intentions. But today, I'd just like you to set the intention that just for today, I will be compassionate to myself. When you breathe in, just for today, when you exhale, I will be compassionate to myself. Just for today, I will be compassionate to myself. And as we continue with our journey into Reiki, I'd like to teach you a little bit about Shiei Shin Toyotsu, which is unified mind breathing. You can keep your hands here, or you can rest your hands on your lap, either hands up or palms down. And I'd like you to take a big deep breath in. And when you take the breath in, I want you to breathe beyond your chest. Most people think that when they breathe in, it sits here in their chest. But I want you to reach your hara, which is the center of your being. The hara is located just below your navel in your belly, and that is the center of all your energy. So I want you to breathe in, pushing that breath down into that belly, and exhaling out. Breathe in to that belly and exhale out. That's how I want your breathing to go on now when you start to do unified mindful breathing. Some people might even be able to, when they breathe in, extend their abdominal muscles out. And then when you exhale, you pull them in. That's when you know you're in your hara breathing. And with each breath in, breathe in the light of the universe and exhale out any stress you may have. Now this time when you breathe in, imagine light from the heaven coming and washing over your shoulders, down through your belly, filling you up, and exhale the light through your belly, up to your shoulders, out through your hands. Breathe in, light comes in, washes over our shoulders, down to our belly. Exhale out, up our belly, through our shoulders, out through our hands. Again. Feel the energy from the universe wash over you as you inhale it, down your shoulders, through your belly, into your hara. Exhaling out, up your belly, over your shoulders, through your hands. Imagine with each breath, the light that is shining gets brighter. And when it reaches the hara, your energy source, the light burns brighter. When you exhale, the light comes up, washes over your shoulders and down into your hands. Okay, now you can open your eyes and you understand the breathing that we're going to do as we move into our traditional Reiki and we work on the three energy centers or the three diamonds. And this is called polishing the diamonds. We hold power, compassion, and clarity in our hara, which is our lower belly, our chest, and our third eye or our crown, depending upon how you want to see it. Most people talk about the crown or to the top of your head, but those are the three areas we will be using today when we are working on our Reiki session. So the first is we're going to connect with our earth diamond, our hara, lower belly. So place your hands gently over the lower part of your abdomen. This is your grounding. This is your life source, your endurance. So closing your eyes, take a few big deep breaths in, pushing that breath down to your hara. Exhaling, letting that energy release up into your body and out through your hands. And as you inhale and exhale, think about, I am grounded, I am strong, I am present. I am grounded, I am strong, I am present. Polishing that earth diamond, letting each breath shine that glow in your hara, anchoring you, giving you purpose, giving you inner strength. I am strong, I am grounded, I am present. Anchoring your purpose and your strength. Now, moving your hands up to your heart diamond or your chest. Place your hands over your heart and breathe into that space. This is the center of your compassion for yourself and others. And as you breathe in, affirm that I lead with compassion. I offer care from my full heart. I lead with compassion. I offer care from a full heart. Polishing that heart diamond. Feeling the compassion flowing into your heart. Feeling the energy of your hands into your heart chakra. I lead compassion. I offer care from a full heart. Breathing into that space. And now taking our hands and placing them over your third eye, directly in front of you. this gets to be a little too much on your shoulders, you can gently place your hands on your face. If not, you can leave them a few inches apart. So this is our third eye chakra, or you can even call this our crown diamond. And we are going to place all of our energy into our crown diamond. This is the center of our wisdom, of our knowing, of our knowledge. Affirming, I trust my inner wisdom. I am open to guidance. Each breath pulling in the energy from the universe. And as you exhale, releasing that energy through your hands. Affirming, I trust my inner wisdom. I am open to guidance. I trust my inner wisdom. I am open to guidance. Feel your diamond polish getting shinier and bright. Remember that Hara unified breathing when you bring the air in, focusing the energy on that crown, that heaven diamond. Now moving your heart, your hands back to your heart, imagine a golden string of light and energy. And with each breath, connect your heaven crown to your heart crown, connecting wisdom and compassion. Affirming to yourself as you polish your diamonds and that string of light, connecting the heaven diamond to your heart diamond. Being open to guidance as you have compassion for yourself and others. Now I'd like you to move your hands back down to your earth diamond, your Hara, the grounding, the foundation, and I want you to connect that light source, that light string from your heaven diamond, your crown diamond, down to your earth diamond, to your Hara. Grounding now your wisdom in you. Imagining that golden string of light connecting your heaven diamond to your earth diamond. And as you take breaths in, envision your diamonds shining. Any dull or tarnished parts of those diamonds with each breath become shiny and new. As you focus on the heaven diamond, affirming your worth and grounding yourself in your worth. You're now taking your hands and placing them again over your heart. Imagine pulling that string back up from your earth diamond to your heart. That grounding that you have done, that knowing your worth, is now connecting your earth diamond to your heart diamond. Grounding your being to your compassion, knowing your worth of yourself, affirming that you lead with compassion, not only for yourself, but for others. Knowing as nurses how the most important person to affirm and ground their worth is you. Taking care of you, polishing your diamonds, filling your light source, your healing energy in your own hands. Grounding your compassion and your worth for yourself. And knowing and believing that while you do good for others, you are worthy and good for yourself, and you deserve goodness. And so healing ourselves centers us, grounds us to the earth, grounds us to our worthiness, helps us to affirm and believe that we are here for a purpose, that we are all worthy. We all matter. We all belong. Imagine with each breath as you take in, your diamonds are now shining brighter than they were before. You are grounded in who you are. You have compassion for yourself. And you know your worth here. As you breathe the energy in, feel it flow now from the heaven to the earth. And as you exhale from the earth to the heaven, let this gentle rhythm reignite and unite the flow down from heaven and the energy source of the universe into you and down to your foundation. Again, connecting all the diamonds. And as you take a few last gentle breaths in, pulling that energy and light source into your body, and exhaling it up through and out your skin and through your hands, back into the universe. Be mindful of the energy that you all hold within yourselves. And to end our practice right now, I'm going to ask you to go back to Gasho, placing your palms together, gazing at your fingertips, close to your heart, giving thanks. Giving thanks to the universe for allowing us all to be here together now. Most importantly, giving thanks to yourself. Thank you all. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Kathy, for that wonderful exercise. That was, I'm not as familiar with Reiki practice, so I appreciate you sharing some of the background of that. And I thought that that was a very soothing, very calming exercise, actually. And it's interesting because I always think about Reiki in terms of, supporting and healing others, but not really for yourself. So I thought that that was a really nice practice for folks out there who may not have ever done it before.
So Reiki was designed and created for Japanese soldiers who were at war, and they needed to find healing within themselves. So it was a practice that was developed to learn how to heal themselves. We all have energy. The world is full of atoms. And so being able to take that energy and bring it into ourselves and heal ourselves. A lot of the work as a student in Reiki is that you do a lot of your own self-healing. I think, I found it a little bit by accident. I found it a lot by my own self-healing. And I think as nurses, there's a lot of times when we are just lost and feel just that we have given so much to others and even our job and maybe the institutions that we work for. But this is something that you don't need a certified Reiki practitioner to come and do for you. You know, you can polish your own diamonds every day. Just understanding what the diamonds are, right? Our ground, our heart, and our crown, our heaven, and being able to connect those three through breathing and mindfulness and focusing. It really does leave us in a definitely different place than when we were here, maybe around 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I like this practice too because it is a nice way to incorporate, all the diamonds, all these different pieces of energy that we have. It reminds me a lot about the chakras too, and it's interesting how a lot of these different methods share a lot of the same references or the same kind of components, right, of those energy systems.
Yeah, Reiki does do a lot of work on chakras. And so there are points that you learn when you place your hands on someone, even yourself. My points that I heal all have to do with the points of chakras.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's really cool. I didn't really realize that before. So I think there's so much to be said about that, right? With energy healing in different ways.
Yeah.
And
And
mhm.
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So I was just going to say, this practice is something that does not require me to set my intention prior to this event that we did to send Reiki, distance Reiki. I didn't have to send distance Reiki to anyone because you were all using your own energy to heal yourself. And that's what I really like about polishing the Three Diamonds practice.
Yeah, that's great. I think it's really cool to be equipped with tools to heal yourself too, right? With your own healing energy. Um, and so I'll definitely be watching this again.
It's really funny because before I went and became a student, and my teacher was teaching me, how to breathe. The Shiinsen Toitsu. I'm still learning Japanese. I don't know them all. That unified mind breathing that we were doing in the beginning, where I was telling everyone to connect to your hara, which is your lower belly. I always thought when I took a big deep breath in and I was doing relaxation breathing, I was doing it right. I was doing it all from my chest. Like if you feel it,
Mm.
and if you're someone who's tensed or stressed, you really can't open up, let's think medical, your lungs to capacity and your alveoli, right? You can't really get them to fully function. So she taught me how to breathe into my belly. And I was like, wow, that feels so much different than before. And, she would say, okay, we're going to sit and meditate with our breathing. This next session will be like 45 minutes. And I kept thinking to myself, there's no way I am ever, you would really be surprised, even of your first session of learning as a student, how you really can focus on understanding, where your energy source comes from and how do I tap back into it so that I can send the energy back through my body.
Hmm. Yeah, no, that's a great realization and understanding because I did the same, right? For the longest time, I was breathing through my chest and was wondering why I didn't feel better after a
Yeah.
breathing practice. And it's so interesting how automatic that is, right? To just go immediately up here instead of down here. So it makes a big difference, I would say.
Yeah, it does. It does. And I think that at the end of, so even if you only have 5 minutes to meditate, using that unified mind breathing, I bet you're going to feel so much different as opposed to if you sat through a 30-minute mind guided, meditation.
Right. I agree. And I felt that during this practice that you shared with us today, since it was really focused on belly breathing and more of that kind of utilization of our breath down here, it felt more relaxing in that way.
So let me ask you this. When we were doing the polishing of the three diamonds, did you feel anything like in your hands or?
Yeah, it's interesting because it's kind of similar. It kind of reminds me of when we have done like our qigong practices in the past on Fifth Window, and it's always like a heat that I feel in my hands when I'm doing these different energy practices. It's also interestingly, I also always feel a heat in my hands when I do tarot readings. So it's like this interesting movement of energy. That just comes through the hands in particular, but I don't know if that's what other people feel or that's the same experience that you have.
Yeah. So it's interesting you say that, because a lot of people who do energy work feel the heat in their hands when they're starting their practice. Some people feel cold, but a lot of people will say, I felt this heat in my hands. I'm someone whose hands tend to be extremely cold all the time. I have Raynaud's. But when
Oh,
I am doing Reiki, it's really wild how they start to heat up for myself. And it's really, and sometimes, so I'm just new to my practice. And so doing Reiki on other people is still, getting a sense of, but sometimes when someone is having something that might be going on, uh, like maybe shoulder pain or headaches, I can feel the heat in my hand when I move my hands throughout their body. So you're onto
wow.
something with the heat, especially when you do your energy work, like for yourself or for others through your tarot card reading. It's pretty. That's very unique for you, and I would say you might even want to think of going into some Reiki healing practices.
I would love to learn more from you, Kathy. It's so interesting. I had only my very first interaction with Reiki was when I was in nurse practitioner school. And I
Mm.
actually had my preceptor in one of my clinical rotations for primary care. My preceptor did a lot of energy healing for her patients who were in the clinic. Like
Oh.
and it was interesting because some of her patients literally only scheduled time with her just for Reiki alone. That was the whole visit. And I didn't actually know it was Reiki. I thought it was, she didn't actually say it was Reiki, but she was doing a lot of the same healing hands, like, moving energy just with her hands.
So it's interesting you say that, because I am a student of a Reiki master who does certification for nurses. So
Oh,
she is I guess certified through the Holistic Nurses Association to provide Reiki teaching to nurses, so they can become masters themselves. But then you get your credits. So if you're someone who is has a certification as a holistic nurse, you could get 40 hours of continuing education if you became a Reiki master. And she obviously her practice expands a lot of different people, but her one area of focus is nurses. And I didn't do that on purpose. I found her by accident. I just really liked her Reiki Healing Center. I liked what she was all about. And it just so happens that she was able to provide me, when she found out I was a nurse and why I wanted to do this, she offered that I could get continuing education credits. I mean, and I was like, absolutely, I would want to.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool. Yeah, that's really cool to know that it's something that another nurse had been, involved with, and that was, that it was by accident. It's just so interesting how that came about.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and she shared with me that there were a lot of nurses that she has trained who use Reiki in their they don't become Reiki practitioners, like so they have their own business. They become Reiki practitioners for their patients, which I thought was
Oh,
extremely interesting.
yeah. And it was, it was interesting just with looking back at the nurse practitioner that was my preceptor. Every time she did a session, the patients always felt better, and you could see it on their face. They always felt more calm. And it always amazed me because these were patients with chronic pain,
Mhm.
And so she would really just do a whole head to toe kind of pain relief exercise with them. And she always asked them how they were feeling after, and they were always better. So or they always at least felt better energy and more calm. So it was very, very interesting.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah. So I'm curious too, for anyone who might be listening or who did this exercise with us, feel free to add to the comments how you feel or what your experiences with Reiki might be, or if you've done it before. We'd love to hear from you all. And, even if you're watching this as a recording, feel free to share in the comments whenever you can, just in terms of what you thought of this exercise and if you felt differently, if you felt any energy movement as you were doing the exercise. But with that, just wanted to ask Kathy if there were any final thoughts or any final comments you wanted to share with anyone who might be joining today.
I just want to say that if you enjoyed this Reiki session, we plan on future events to do more Reiki healing and going through the process of even learning how to do some self healing through Reiki. I just encourage you of what you learned today here, even if this is watching the recording, what you learn in the recording about some self-healing through the polishing the 3 diamonds. Do this practice often. Be compassionate to yourself and do it often.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think there's so much to gain from doing a healing practice like this, and for sending yourself loving energy and healing energy inward. I think there's a lot that can be a benefit from that, especially now, right, with so much that's going on outside of us.
Yeah, agree.
And just as Kathy mentioned, we are going to do more events that are focused on these types of practices, including Reiki. And we plan to have some of those events be private events too, if you want to kind of dive in deeper. So we're going to share more information about that. And I'll go ahead and put our link on our video right now. You could see if you want to learn more about us, you could visit our website. It's www.fifthwindow.com. So FIFTH window.com. And we'll post more of the events that we have upcoming. And you could also join our mailing subscription if you just want to be the first to hear about these events and learn about what's coming up in the next couple months. So definitely join our mailing list and check us out there. And other than that, just want to say thank you all so much for joining us this morning or this afternoon, based on wherever you're joining us today. And we hope that you enjoyed this time with us, and we can't wait to see you all next time.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. See you.